And so right now, so I think probably if we talked for like till like 5:50, and then I asked if you wanted to begin breakdancing, and then that's the
Sure.
way we could end it. Because you got to be out of here at 6, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. And thanks again for being here. All right, sweet. All right, thanks for tuning in to LKTV. I'm here with Jay West, Jay the artist. Jay's been he's excuse me. He's shown at the UC Arts League, Space 2026. He has a mural that just was unveiled at the airport. He's been on WHYY discussing his practice. Jay's a great artist. He's like a really cool guy. He's got a drive like no other. How's that sound, Jay?
Sounds great.
How you doing today?
Very well.
So you came in at what time to start painting today?
I came in either around 3:05.
How many hours do you think you spend painting a week?
I spend over 4 hours painting a week, and longer than that.
I think a little longer than that. You always tell me, Jay, we've known each other for a minute. You've always told me that sometimes you need to spend all night painting just to get it out of you. Why do you like to spend so much time painting?
Well, I spend so much time painting is a passion of what I have of artistic ability skills, and I really enjoy painting and drawing.
What got you into painting and drawing?
Well, what got me into painting is that from my great grandpop and my great uncle and my father, my great grandpop I haven't met was an artist. He was great with fabric work, pen and ink, acrylic and oil, and he's done work in restaurants anywhere people haven't done it, and I have not met him.
So you haven't met him. Do you think that? So I think what inspires me about your art and what I get from it is it's a way for you to try to connect with your past, the present, the world all around you. Does that sound fair to say?
Yes, it does.
Tell me more about that.
Well, with more about that, with my work with the past and with the present, and looking back on pictures in black and white and color of people from family members I have not met, and people from years ago that were singers, and people that were leaders and inventors, and that served America and that served the world from the 1800s before the 1900s and 2000s were not even around.
So painting is a way for you to understand history.
Absolutely, it is.
Where do you get your research from? Where do you go?
Well, I don't go to the library. I go online and research people's names in black history. That's how I came across the names before I learned the history. And oldie singers.
Who are some people that inspire you specifically?
Well, the king, the king of pop, and Aaron Neville and Barbara Mason, and the people in my family, and the people that inspired me from the 1800s of Garrett Morgan, Frederick Jones, Edward O. Gordon, and Ella Fitzgerald singer Billie Holiday, and James Brown, Aaron Neville, and the other ones that inspire me, George Floyd, a man who is from Minnesota who was attacked by the police because of an expired driver's license.
So, I guess your paintings also depict quite a few people breakdancing. I know that breakdancing is a big part of your life and breakdancing culture, b-boy culture. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
You want to speak a bit about that?
Well, this like to speak a bit about breakdancing culture, the movements, the f- yeah, the floor work and the style, footwork, and the power of windmills and flares and air flares. And where windmills came from kung fu and flares came from gymnastics, from gymnast Kurt Thomas that invented the flares, and b-boy Pablo from 1998 that invented the air flares, a swipe movement where your body twists over, you go to a handstand position and twist with your legs open. Now, Powerful Pexter and the New York Breakers are other ones that inspire me from 1984, as well as Rocksteady Crew and Kuriaki. Now, Powerful Pexter, who invented the suicide, a no-handed front flip where you land on your back, and the air twist where you twist your legs, and the head mills he came up with, and the movements of breakdancing of B-Girl Benita, who danced at the age of 3 of a toddler, member of Rocksteady Crew, and danced at parties and listened to James Brown.
Wait, so there was a toddler breakdancer?
In that Disney World painting, B-Girl Benita, she danced at the age of 3.
Where is she in the painting?
She's right there, wearing the Adidas shirt.
Wearing the Adidas shirt? So she started breaking when she was 3.
That is right.
When did you start breakdancing?
I didn't start breakdancing until later on.
What got you into it?
Well, what got me into breakdancing was that with watching videos and watching Beat Street and breaking and all of the body move and all of the dancers around them and practiced and teamed up is what got me into dancing. All the head spins, windmills, backspins. And the thing that I really like about breakdancing is that they didn't use weapons. It was just expression of dancing, but not really fist fighting.
Is there a connection? I guess in my mind, it's interesting that you say that, because in my mind there's a strong connection between breakdancing and kung fu and karate, in the way they use their bodies. Not necessarily for violent or non-violent, but they have such a flow to the way they do things. Do you see a connection between breakdancing and kung fu and karate?
Well, the difference between breakdancing is that they're just dancing, and with kung fu and karate, with the movements of it, of movement of side to side, and with karate, with kicks, blows, and jabs, is a Japanese or a Korean sport.
So your paintings are pretty frequently they have a ton of people in them. They're also very specifically about a place. I see Disney World in your painting. I know you have paintings that are about California. What about geography inspires you in your painting?
And what do you mean by the geography?
Oh, I mean places. What about the places that you paint inspires you?
The places that I paint that inspire me is that I'd like to go to those places, and I'd like to visit and have vacations there and meet the people and learn their history.
Mm-hmm. What are some places you'd like to visit?
I'd like to visit California, Colorado, Connecticut, Israel, Romania, Colombia, and Germany, South Korea. And the other places that I'd like to visit are Milwaukee and Jamaica and Africa. I'd like to visit a lot of places in the United States and without the United States.
Mm-hmm. What about Disney World? I know you have pretty strong feelings about Disney World.
I'd like to take a vacation to Disney World because I have not been there.
Yeah. What do you know about Disney World? What draws you there, I guess?
I've always liked Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
From my childhood and as I grew up.
So your paintings, they have quite a bit of, people in them. They're not necessarily connected, or maybe they are, and I don't even know how, to the people or to the places. Do you see, I guess I see a lot of break dancers and I see Disney World in the painting on the right. Are those two connected? Yeah.
Well, the Dis, well Disney, well that is all just Disney World, and the break dancers are all in there as added them in all together, including myself.
Mm-hmm. Where are you?
I'm right there, wearing gerbil walkie Asian mask.
Huh. So is everybody in the painting, are they doing different moves that are, that the names of?
Well, different movements of flares,
Mm-hmm.
footwork, a chair freeze, and a pose movement, and elbow air flare, and a pike move, and a turtle freeze.
Do you add yourself to a lot of your paintings?
Not all the time.
Not all the time. Mm-hmm. So before we started our conversation, you wanted me to let everyone know that you're not a quitter. What about being not a quitter is important to you?
Well, being being a striver and not a quitter means that I don't like to quit. When my body feels tired, I go to sleep, and when my body feels tired, most times I don't go to sleep. I always like to go at things. When I have a passion for it, I like to go at it, and when my body needs to relax, I usually would not relax. I'd stay up till 2 to 3 a.m. From sunrise, painting and drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Before sunrise, I'd go home, relax, get into the drawing book, and draw pictures from movies that I watch or from online references, or I draw things from my head, or just sit down and draw anything I felt like drawing.
What are some movies that inspire you?
Well, movies that inspire me, I'd say The Last Samurai.
Mm-hmm. What's that about? Is that Bruce Lee?
No, that is
No.
Tom Cruise. It's about when Tom Cruise went over to Japan.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. What? I guess does that get featured in your paintings ever? Scenes from that?
No, there hasn't been.
No. Mm-hmm. Hmm. So I see a lot of people in your paintings. I see Eazy-E. Who are all the people in this painting on the left?
Well, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Yella, and MC Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Digger, the rapper. Janet, with Eric being Rakim, and her brother Michael with Ola Ray, and Jet Li, Nipsey Hussle, Trey Songz, Nick Cannon, DJ Jazz and Will Smith, Snoop Dogg, Pharrell, Stevie, Breakdancers, and Zara Python, and a B-girl.
Where's the B girl?
She's right by the house, bridge position.
Mm-hmm. That's bridge position? What is bridge position?
No, bridge position is it's a flex body movement for back handspring.
Mm-hmm. When did you start breakdancing?
I didn't start breakdancing until I was around 18.
Mm-hmm. What got you into it?
Well, what got me into breakdancing is that from watching back-to-back movies and wanting to learn. Before I learned, I always watched movies, watched Beat Street, Breakin' and Breakin' 2, and B-Girl, and step up to the streets, and I've gone around people younger than me and learned from them. And I've gone around other people and watched and learned, and I practiced and practiced. I didn't know nothing about it before I tried windmills. I didn't have nothing yet, but just basic stuff, the way the other breakdancers started.
Hmm.
Either the same or different. And when I started breakdancing and I got the hang of it and I was rested, I practiced and practiced anywhere I was to push myself to make it better in all purpose weather. Always liked dancing.
Hmm. So you're saying that you practice in the rain and snow, that sort of thing?
And cold, not snow and rain I've practiced in, but not the snow.
I guess it seems like breakdancing, you approach breakdancing the same way you approach art, in that, I think you told me pretty early on to us meeting, and you told me, not too frequently, but that you don't go to school for art, you never went to school for art. You definitely learn from everything around you.
That's true, I have, and I have not been in school for art.
Hmm. You're definitely inspired by, like the world, and you're definitely want to experience the world through art. Is that fair to say?
It is a lot fair. It is fair enough to say.
Yeah, you always tell me, you want to get your paintings in Puerto Rico, not only for people to experience your work in Puerto Rico and experience Jay the artist in Puerto Rico, but also to get to Puerto Rico yourself. Art's definitely a way for you to connect to the world.
It's a way for me to connect there, and there's only one way to find out, and I said I'm not going to know until I try.
Hmm. Tell me more about that you're not going to know until you try.
Well, that means the first step of getting to the place is researching about them and their learning about their art galleries, and researching, getting the history of it, and calling to figure out who's there, and about the cost of getting my work there. That's the step that I do not have.
Hmm. So, where else do you want to get your art to? Where else do you see yourself being able to reach your art to?
Well, I'd like to get my art to Chile and Argentina and Nicaragua,
Hmm.
and I'd like to take my art to Peru and Italy and across the ocean. And I would like to take it to Vegas too.
You like Vegas?
I'd like to take my art everywhere, even Boston, in Detroit, Michigan, in Memphis, in South Carolina and North Carolina, down into the South in Atlanta and Texas.
You've made a lot of paintings about a lot of places. I know you have paintings about South Korea. What makes you want to make paintings about all those places?
Well, what makes me want to make paintings about all those places? To explore the views and meet the people, and to learn about them. And the cost of how much is going to go to get there.
Hmm.
Is it going to take an arm? Is it going to take Is it going to take forever to get a plane there? Is it going to take a commit? Is it going to take commitment and devotion to go to those places? Whoever's in charge there? Is it going to be different from here? Different from other places? Visiting and living arrangement for a vacation? That means it's not going to be it's not going to be cheap. It is going to be pricey. I don't know how much it's going to cost to go there.
You were talking about going to Puerto Rico soon, right?
I've talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Where else are you trying to go to soon?
I'd like to go to Florida in the summertime.
You have family down there, right?
I do.
Mm-hmm. So you've shown your art in Philadelphia. Have you shown it anywhere else?
Well, I've shown my art in Galleria Faro, Newark, Jersey.
Mm-hmm. How was that? How was that experience?
It went great. And my SEPTA sketches were selected into a drawing contest. And I'm waiting for my show to New York.
You have a show in New York coming up?
It's not until next year. I don't have the exact date yet.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting, though. What sort of role do sketches play in your painting? Because I know you sketch a lot.
Well, the role it plays into my painting of the people sitting down of where I'm from and capture them into my book. That means it's an everyday life thing for me.
You sketch every day?
Not every day like I used to, but I still do it when I make time.
Mm-hmm. That's how you got into painting, right? From sketching? I feel like that's what I've heard, at least. Is that true?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. Tell me about going from sketching to painting.
Well, when I've gone to sketching, I've started with pencils and erasers, and I've always practiced. And a guy who trained me to catch people while they're standing and setting, they're not going to stand forever. You have to catch them very quick. You have to move quick with the pencil. I've gone over that and practiced in Reading Terminal Market and outside and on SEPTA at home. Sharpened pencils and used pencils and bought art supplies from the stores. And every time I practiced, I had help with painting. People helped me, and the artist told me he couldn't help me anymore. I'm on my own. And when I stuck with what he said, I practiced and practiced. When I went back on having help, I went back and figured it out again, and back on sketching and drawing again. And that's the only way I kept my art skills going. Even at practice, when I sketch guys and practice with them. And I have not done it in New York, only in Philadelphia. I'd like to go back to New York to visit and draw. I'd like to draw other places.
Like what? Like where?
Well, I drew pictures of Romania, South Korea, Africa, Jamaica, and pictures of ninjas and samurais and Bruce Lee.
You're really inspired by Bruce Lee, right?
I am. I drew other pictures. I did not draw Aaron Neville or Barbara Mason in my book, only on my canvas.
Hmm. Who are people from history that you're specifically? I know you've mentioned Heron Neville, Barbara Mason. Tell me about them. What do they mean to you?
Well, what do they mean to me is that when they sang when they sang and toured and traveled, that's why I'm inspired by Barbara Mason's song, Yes, I'm Ready to Learn, and Aaron Neville's song, Tell It Like It Is.
So, are all the people in your paintings, are they specific people from history? Are they people that you imagine? Who are they, I guess?
Well, people from history of Aaron Neville and Barbara Mason, and James and Bobby Purified, people from history, the oldie singers.
Hmm. So, do you know who most of the people in your paintings are?
Well, the people from my paintings, uh, Paul R. Williams and Vanessa L. Williams, Dorian Harewood, Irene Cara, and Frederick Douglass, Phyllis Wheatley, Claudette Calvin's, Rosa Parks.
Hmm. So, this painting in the middle, for example, do you know who most of them are? Or are they people who you just thought were looking cool when you painted them?
Uh, the other person I did not mention, Cynthia Rothrock.
Where's she?
She's holding the staff.
Uh huh.
The female martial
Oh, on the
artist.
left, yeah. How'd you learn about her?
Well, I haven't read about her. I looked at pictures of her. I have not read about her.
Mm-hmm. What shows were these paintings in?
It has not been in a show just yet.
Oh no?
Well, I mean, I don't remember seeing it at Magic. I don't remember seeing it at Magic Gardens or University Arts League.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about your Magic Gardens show.
Well, my Magic Garden show, I was there with family support and had a chance to speak on my art of martial artists, of Michael J. White and Grandmasters and Yang Lu Chan and Jason Frank and Austin St. John.
Who are they?
Well, Austin St. John's a martial artist, and Jason Frank's another martial artist from the TV series of the Power Rangers, the 90s series, Mighty Morphin.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
The 90s,
So
the
they-
90s series.
What's the difference from the 90s series, from the contemporary series or 2000s?
Well, they were the first ones that were on television before the other series.
Do you have titles for these paintings?
There are no. I didn't title a name for California
Which one's California?
right there.
Uh-huh. But that's not the title. The title's not California. This is just about people from California.
About people from, either about people from California or people from different places. But NWA and Snoop Dogg, they are from California.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Eric B. and Rakim, they're not from California.
So what made you choose them to be in your California painting?
have an idea to put them in different places, in the places where they're from.
Sure. It seems like, not only do your paintings give you maybe a way to see yourself in other places, but to see people, that you're inspired by in places that you're interested in. Like, for example, seeing a lot of breakers in places like Seoul, South Korea, Nicaragua, places that you're interested in and not sure if there are breakdancers or a culture for you there. It's a way for you to express that.
That is my own form of expression for that.
Mm-hmm. Where's this diner in your painting in the middle?
No, that's not. No, that's not a diner.
Oh, no?
Lindbergh Boulevard, Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
All break dancers.
Mm-hmm. Have you been there?
Lindbergh Boulevard.
Yeah. Where is that?
That is
Southwest Philly?
That's in Southwest.
Should probably known that. And I see the love sculpture as well. But this is your San Francisco painting, right?
On the left is LA and San Francisco.
Oh, LA and okay. That's not some. All right. Is the middle your Philadelphia painting then?
It sure is.
Are these all people from Philadelphia then?
I wouldn't say from Philadelphia. Different places.
Sure.
I say either from Philadelphia. I'm not sure where the breakdancers are from.
Mm-hmm. So Jay, I know you're interested in breaking during your time here. Are you interested in starting?
I am.
All right. Should we get these mics out the way?
today interview.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. All right. That's a wrap. Thanks so much, Jay. For real. Thanks for doing this.
That's good.